That was a little casting demo that'll probably get edited out.
Hey guys, this is Tim from Tim on the Fly, and we're out here on a nice calm morning, mid-April, well, late April, out at the local Corps Engineers Dam, and looked like a good morning to maybe try a little dry fly, see what we could get going. Try my, I'm going to put on a beetle pattern, see if I can't get anything to eat it. Not that confident, so I've got the nymph box with me, I've got the streamer box with me, and we'll do what we got to do to catch fish. But it seems like it should be a good morning. We're going to have on and off cloud cover. It's about the right time of the year for the mayflies to be coming off, so if we can get a little bit of that going, we're going to see if we can't catch some fish on top. If not, we'll go to where we need to go to get them. Hang around, let's see how we do.
Alright, so we're down here on the rocks, we're down here at the water, and my confidence is starting to wane a little bit because while we've got that little bit of cloud cover, that intermittent cloud cover, we've got the calmer day. I am not seeing any bugs on the water, I'm not seeing any birds flying, but I've got my little beetle tied on here. It's all dressed up with nowhere to go, so I think we're going to put it out here and see if we can't get something to happen anyway. I have the feeling we're probably going to wind up switching out and go into the nymph rig or go into a streamer. By this time of year, there's got to be fish up here. We just have to figure out how to get them. Okay, well, so far I've worked about 100 yards of shoreline and have had a spectacular amount of absolutely nothing happen. Couple of things are going on right now though. The sun is peeked out. I'm starting to see a few swallows starting to fly around, so that might be a good sign. Means there's probably some bugs in the air at least. Just had that big carp splash right out there. I was just getting ready to give things up, but I think I'm going to leave this guy out here on the water just a little bit longer. See if the change in conditions doesn't maybe get a few bugs hatching and get a few fish working. The other thing that's happened though is not encouraging at all. It's a little bit of a breeze has come up, which is normally a good thing. Problem is it's coming up from the east, which is a good news, bad news situation for a left-handed caster out here. The good news is that for once the wind's not working against me while I'm casting. The bad news is that an east wind around here usually means that we're seeing some significant changes in the wrong direction on the barometer, so that may be what's got everything quieted down. That may be why there's not a whole lot going on. And if that's the case and that persists, this video may get the title, How Not to Catch Fish. Well, there goes that carp again, so maybe here in a little bit switch to the nymphs. Switch to a nymph and indicator rig and let it bounce along on the breeze and may pick up a few carp and drum if nothing else. Bunches and bunches of coots, not really worried about anything. On the bank when I walked up, they've just kind of swum out there on the water, and they'll probably just hang there until I get past, and then they'll come right back in on the rocks again. And I've had about the same effect on the fish this morning. I haven't seemed to bother anybody at all. So it didn't take long to figure out that the plan for the day wasn't going to happen. The dry fly gig wasn't going to be there. Weather report was perfect, it should have been, but it turns out that the bugs didn't get the memo. Definitely didn't check the weather forecast last night. They weren't there. There were a few, but not nearly enough to get the fish interested in them. And so I had pretty much consigned it to being just a nice day out at the lake, you know, a good walk. There was casting practice. The wind was absolutely horrible for fish, but it was great for a lefty to practice casting. So, you know, I'd kind of figured that was going to be it. It was going to be a good day of casting practice, watching some ducks. We had some mergansers feeding around and some coots, some big bunches of coots out here right now. And so just about the time I had, sort of written off the fish, definitely had switched away from the dry fly and gone to the nymph rig and was popping along, and this happened.
Okay, finally something happened. Finally something happened. I don't know what it is yet. Oh, there it is. It's not a completely skunk day. A little white bass. Little white bass. All right. Good, good, good. Little white bass come along and save the day. Took that little black nymph. Alrighty. So there is some hope that maybe we've found them. I didn't even have the camera on because I did not have much faith in that happening at this point, but there we go. And the wind has died down quite a bit, so there's not enough wind to move the indicator across the water. So I'm just putting it out there. Just getting it out there as far as I can. Letting it settle. And then just giving it a series of short pops, just enough to chug it a little bit. Then I'll let it set. Chug it again. Oh, that was the bottom there. It's not very deep right in here. I was kind of surprised to see him. I was thinking I might have to go back and find some deeper water, but maybe it's just the opposite. Might be time to put on some streamers.
That gave me a little more hope for anything else that might have been going on. Fished the nymph rig for a little while. Turned out it didn't do anything. Decided that before I went home, I'd go ahead and switch up to a streamer.
All right. We got a fish on the streamer too. I think this might be a drum. The way it's fighting. It is. It's a little drum. Not a big drum. Just a little drum. But a pretty drum. Nice colors, nice fairly healthy fish. Got my fly right in the corner of the mouth where it belongs. And away he goes. So, 2 fish on the day. Not exactly lightning round material, but 2 more fish than it looked like I was going to have 3 hours ago. I've switched to a little crawdad colored clouser. Actually, no, I guess it's a scrat. There we go, there's another one. Looks like things are going to liven up here. Maybe. Oh, this one's fighting a little harder. I don't think this is a drum. This might be a little white bass. Oh, he got away. We will never know what he is. At least I know there's 3 fish in this lake. There we go. Make that 4. We got another one. I think we finally found him. Yep. Little white bass. Yep. You can get him to open his mouth and let go of it. Come on. There we go. Not a big guy, but a little on the fierce side, which is what we like. And out he goes. This is a slightly different version of the scrat than the one I've got in the polar chenille. It's a little more clouserish, but it's still got that signature kind of scrat look to him. Little pine squirrel, little squirrel tail, and might have to feature him in another video coming up here. The wind has done a complete 180 on us, and I think that maybe might have changed the equation here a little bit. It's not blowing out of the east anymore. It's trying to spin around either to the south or the southwest. Here we got a couple of duckies here doing their little divey swimmy thing. Normally they don't get this close. I don't think they quite realize I'm here. Alright, not sure what I've got here. Might be a bigger white bass. Ah, no, he's just another little white bass. Now he is a little bigger than the other ones. Took it like he was huge. Not huge, but he does have a little size to him. That hook right in the corner of the mouth. I'm going to stop for just a second and get a still picture of him before we turn him loose. And I'll just do a screen capture later. Off you go, buddy. And away you go. So, switched up to the streamer. That worked out pretty well. And you saw that we picked up a few fish that way, and it turned out not to be a bad day. Wasn't the skunking that I was afraid it was going to be. Pretty slow, but didn't get skunked. Caught a few fish, and that's a win in my books any day. So, we're going to call it a morning. Going to head in. I've got some yard work and stuff to do, but we'll be back out again. We'll get the fishing done, get the fishing caught, and hopefully get to share some of it with you. So good luck, have fun fishing, and until next time, we'll see you in the next one.